11. And so, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, let's see what I'm going to do as far as my plan today. One of the biggest things that I plan to work on today is to continue working on, I think I mentioned it yesterday. I have a feature film that I'm editing for a client that's in New Jersey, and he has an acting school. And what he does is he takes his students through their acting program. Let me turn this radio down in the background. Sorry about that. He takes his students through his acting program, and then some of the students who are chosen participate in short films that they put together, that the director of the program writes, and he directs the projects, and I edit the projects. So we've been working together for heading towards 10 years. And before that, we worked together for a previous 10 years, and we've created many direct to DVD feature films. And you can find some of those on the internet. You go to my channel, which is down here in the link. And after you look at some of my stuff, you can look at my IMDb Pro. You can see some of the films we created in the past. And you can also see some of my work as an actor. And if you like the work you see on my channel, please subscribe. Please subscribe. A lot of you are subscribing, and I thank you for that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm slowly, and it's going faster than I thought, I'm slowly creeping towards my 700th subscriber. And I thank you guys so much. A lot of you have been sharing my work. I look at the Google Analytics, and I see that people have been sharing my work also. That's how I'm being discovered. I see that Google is pushing some of my work. And the most popular way that you guys are finding me and going to my channel is what we're doing right now, this vertical live streaming. That's why I jump on once, twice, sometimes even 3 times a day. And I try to give you guys updates about what I'm doing, the content I'm creating, the content I'm posting. And again, I love to talk about starting this, but I also love to talk about where I'm trying to take this. I want to create this channel into original content. And what I call it, I mean, I didn't coin this phrase, but what I call it, YouTube first content. I want to make series, short little episodes. I want to make some vertical stuff. I'm going to do some vertical stuff also that I will put into the stream here. My goal, and I don't know if anybody's doing this yet, I want to create serialized vertical content. I've created some already, and I want to continue to create more, but humorous. As an actor, I mostly play an authoritarian figure, the boss, the teacher, the military captain or general, the principal, somebody who is serious and in charge. And here on YouTube, I want to do some of my humorous side. I do have a humorous side. I don't do stand-up. I promised you guys one day, if I get a little bit of courage, I do a little bit of comedy bits, but I haven't thought of any material. So if I do think of some material, maybe I'll do some. But please go to my channel, look at some of my content, and if you like what you see, subscribe, share it with some of your friends. I appreciate that. My next goal is and it's slowly starting to happen now, which I really am happy about. Some of you guys are actually following my shorts, and you're going over to my channel, and I appreciate that. And because I see my watch hours on some of my longer form videos moving up, and it's happy. I'm happy to see that, and I'm glad some of you guys are starting to look at some of my longer form content. I hear a lot of people here on YouTube, they talk about they stay away from shorts or they don't do shorts, and I don't hear too many people talking about jumping on the vertical live stream, what I'm doing right now. And I think that's a mistake that a lot of, especially new channels and creators are making. They're not taking advantage of opportunities like this. I know I have the ability just to get on here and start talking about what I'm doing, start talking about my plans, start talking about my aspirations. A lot of people aren't comfortable doing that, but they should. I recommend that they do that, because you viewers can see what I'm doing and start to learn who I am and start to decide, okay, do I want to watch this guy? Do I want to know what he's doing? Am I interested in his content? Does his personality seem real? That's the thing here about YouTube, what I really like. When you can come on a platform and you can talk to people and you can tell them your plans. You can tell them your dreams, but you have to have the ability to do that. And I tell YouTube content creators that's something you need to learn. If you want to have people know who you are, what, and that's part of the reason of being on YouTube. We have to be honest. You want people to look at what you're doing. You want people to find out who you are. That's why you're doing this. I'm not a big fan of the faceless artificial intelligence websites that are, coming and coming in and taking too much spaces on YouTube. That's what I'd say. I'll put it in a nice way. I think YouTube should really stay towards how it started, where it's about the individual creator getting on here and creating real content and talking about what they know. Everything doesn't have to be educational. I know some people who do humorous stuff, and that's what I want to do too. I'm building this channel, letting you guys know who I am, what I want to do, what my plans are, and that's what I think more creators need to do. Whatever your niche, as they say, you can talk about it. You can talk about your plans. You can talk about what you've done, what you're doing, and this vertical live stream is a great opportunity. So when I first started, I started using it as, I thought that I could use it as, maybe showing some behind the scenes of editing of what I do, because I mostly talk about acting, editing, and directing. A lot of that doesn't really lend itself to, doing a long form live stream where I'm actually doing what I talk about. Because to be honest, editing is not something you want to sit and watch. Even when I have paying clients, I did a video the other day about being reluctant to have clients sit in the edit session. That's something I used to do when I was young and I first started out. And I guess it was many years ago. But I guess editing was so new that a lot of clients were interested in seeing the behind the scenes of me edit. But it's not constructive for them or me, because when they sit in with me while I edit, everything is slower. Everything is, I'm not doing the editing, because most of the time I'm explaining to them why I'm doing what I'm doing. Clients sometimes like to, when you edit with them and they're sitting in the room with you, they like to, how can I put it? They like you to edit a final version right from the start. And that's not how editing works. You're always going to edit a rough cut. You're always going to start raw or rough, and you polish it. It's just like when you're writing. You don't start out, and when you're writing something, you write the final draft that's going to go to the publisher. So what you do is you start with a rough cut, and then as you finish that rough cut, then you end up polishing that. And that's from small budget films and videos that we create just here for YouTube, and that goes all the way up to feature films that you watch, like the Avengers or the Matrix or whatever. You start with a rough cut, and you polish it, and then that's the process. So, but that process is not something you really want to watch live. So, but anyway, thanks for coming to my site, and thanks for watching this vertical live stream. Please go to my channel. If you like what you see, please subscribe. I appreciate that. Like I said, my subscriber count is moving up. It's moving up, and it's thanks to you guys. So I will see you on the next one. Thank you.